We had one of the most exquisite retests we have ever seen over the last 24 hours, and I did not get a chance to talk about it in my earlier ADA video today, but this continues to show us that these current levels are intact, but with thinner liquidity. And what some people are projecting is that there's very little resistance on ADA's way up to $1.10, which really really changes the scope of this next run for ADA. So if you guys are new or haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below, hit that bell. It's free to do. It'll keep you updated anytime there's new content live here on the channel. So yes, ADA had a red candle day yesterday along with everything else. And right now it's about 6:40 a.m. Central Standard Time. We are seeing a little bit of a wake up. We've seen ADA and some other US assets go on a little bit of a run here, which is kind of exciting and hopefully a very telling for what is going to come over the course of the day. But this retest on yesterday's daily candle, we got all the way down to about that 78-cent mark, which this is the exact range we had been talking about. This is exactly why I leave these lines on the chart here, guys, because this is where a lot of these support resistance, a lot of these liquidity zones begin and end. And you guys can see right at about the top of this trend is where ADA is bouncing off of on the top. Right at the bottom here, it's where it's bouncing off on the bottom. And now we're looking to take some steps forward today. And in fact, there are some other analysts in the space that, and I'm not considering myself an analyst by any means, but they are talking about a potential very quick, fast move to $1.10 in terms of ADA because there's barely any resistance. And this is what we've talked about time and time again, right? It's nice to hear a lot of these other people echoing the exact same thing I've been saying for a long period of time. You've seen removal of supply. You have huge conviction from holders. You have a lot of people that are just unwilling to sell in these ranges. And I've seen some comments say, oh yeah, that's why, people are just going to ride it to the bottom. That's why there's all this hopium. No, it actually makes ADA one of the easiest assets to move to the upside. And now it's got all this narrative that is just fuel for the fire. That's where I think a lot of people are really going to mess this up. A lot of people are going to get stuck chasing, and the charts are showing exactly that. Now, what I did want to show here as well is just a couple other things. ADA dominance. We've been talking about this 0.89% right now. We actually had a breakout the other day, which was the 10th. We had drop back down yesterday, of course, and now we are back up to this broken out range. And remember what we were talking about. When ADA truly starts closing some candles above here, that's where things can in fact get wild. So it's looking like we're about to kick this off. All right. What is also showing this, guys? BTC dominance breach. Big deal. Okay. We broke below this trend here. This was support, fell right through it like butter. All right. And that was a horrible reference, but anyways. And now we sit at this 100-day. You know where we're going to stop next? Right down here, right at that 200-day. Go figure. That's pretty easy to figure out for those that do any TA, right? But you're talking about a much bigger dominance drop off that is ahead of us here. All right. Last time we had one this significant, latter part of November. And guess what? We want to get back to this long-term trend like we've been talking about, right? BTC dominance would have never broken this in the first place if it wasn't for institutional money. And institutional money is here. It's caused some things to change. But guys, this right here is a huge drop off. You're talking a drop off of 20% in terms of BTC dominance. Think about how much that can move alts. What we saw in November, just think about how much that moved ADA. That was a drop off of about 11%. You're talking about double the drop off. Okay. Big deal. Retail excitement, adoption is really what can make that happen. What I want to show you guys as well, USDT dominance, hanging on for dear life before this next leg down. I mean, we're so close to just this big, just blowout across the crypto space. And frankly, it's really exciting. You can get excited about this stuff now, guys. I'm not saying get over antsy. I'm not saying make bad decisions. But what I'm saying is this is where you can start to be just a little more relaxed. You don't have to be so stressed out anymore. All right. Because things are in fact happening. Moves are being made. I will say DXY kind of coming back up. Go figure. That's not really surprising with the announcement surrounding the US and China. We did actually create a little bit of a CME gap from what day was that? Wednesday to Thursday. And then obviously today's daily candle. Did we not have futures on Friday? Anyways, losing my mind. All the days are starting to blend together, but look at the gold drop off, guys. That double top confirmation is really looking good here. I mean, you're starting to see the market in full healthy swing. This is more of an organic market than what we've been dealing with as of late. We've dealt with a lot of suppression. We've dealt with a lot of manipulation, but this is where things change because it's very difficult to manipulate and push the market around when volume is higher, when retail is excited. It just doesn't have quite the same sting. So we're feeling everything changing all at once. And I'd say we're on the verge of a big boom in the space. All right. So appreciate you guys as always. Hope you enjoyed the video. As always, this isn't financial advice or a guarantee, but it's nice to see all the stuff we've been talking about for all these months are finally starting to come together. But have a great day. Show your love below. Catch you guys in the next one. Take care.